Greetings and God bless. I just wanted to do a video for those who have recently come across the border and might wonder why Americans are not like TV shows. Because I have noticed people who appear to have just recently arrived to America, and it looks like they're shocked that not all Americans are millionaires and looking like movie stars, and Americans are not cheerful. Now, of course, some Americans are really doing well right now and cheerful and whatever, but for anybody who's recently crossed the border and wondering what's going on, what that Americans' behavior is bad. Their Americans have been going through um, an attack. Our own government is attacking us in secret ways. Um, and so Americans are very stressed out right now, and we've been stressed time. And if you've just recently come across our borders, you've probably left a corrupt government and other bad things. And those same corrupt issues or similar ones are here. And America seems to have additional issues that make it very difficult to live here. And I mean to exist, to be healthy and happy and sane. So I know we have a reputation of being wealthy and flourishing and happy, but things have been very difficult, and our government and the media has split us. So our we like the families, people in the family are fighting against each other. Old friends fight against each other. So we have been fractured. We have been um, engineered to argue with those who've known us the longest and who we're closest to. So we're under this like psychological attack. And so you guys are brought here to replace us, because our own government has been poisoning us and torturing us for some reason. And they're eventually going to do this to you or your children, your grandchildren, if America even exists after, next year or something like that. So they bring people who don't know anything to to be warm bodies, because a lot of people, it's clear, some people who have come across the border are not going to be um, employable. They're certainly not going to be, high level presidents of the country or a company or something like that. Like the people who are coming across the border seem to have health issues and mental issues and criminal history, um, because that's the majority who's coming across the border. It's against the law. Like there's no identification and so forth. And in so they come here for a new opportunities, new prey, new victims. And of course, some people are probably going to do good, but probably majority not, because America's, clearly. I mean, if you come to our country and you're like, from what I understand, in a variety of cities, people are given 3,000 a month. Uh, And just know that our country is not doing that for Americans. Our country is giving illegal immigrants 3,000 a month, um, and letting our own homeless and our own mentally ill, our own sick people die on our streets in terrible conditions. And of course, it's going to require, because you are going to be trafficked, you are going to be enslaved. Like, they're not going to do this for free. They're going to want something from you. And I'm not exactly sure what it is, but like, this country is not a benevolent country. It does not have your interests at heart. It doesn't have its own people's interests at heart. So how can it have, whoever from Haiti or Africa or China? Like, how can it have, if our own people, our own government workers destroy their own people, they're certainly not going to try to help you. And it's crazy, it's satanic, and that's what's ruling our country, unfortunately. Um so so that's why, Americans, like what you've seen in movies and TV shows, there's very little of it here. I think, maybe some of it is in, like, New York City, I would say. Like, somehow New York is a very tough city, and it it has enough infrastructure that it doesn't, like, people, the best is brought out in people. Although now, I've heard that you guys are maxing out New York City. So, and of course, when there's thousands of illegal people crossing a border of any country, it's bad for that country. You guys don't help. Um, Even if one of you guys, there's 999 that are raping and murdering and stealing and homeless and sick, bringing diseases. So, and yeah, I know people justifiably could say, well, Americans are going to South America or wherever, and ruining those economies. And yeah, in Asia, like, I I do think that's wrong. I think it's wrong when Americans bring their strong dollar and then dominate Costa Rica or whatever, Bali or Thailand or something like that. And they price out the locals and ruin it. Like, the so yeah, it's and the reason why our country has been taken over, that's why there's been a coup by the Satanists, is because we have rejected God and we've rejected Jesus. It's a supernatural punishment, basically. So, but I just wanted to give an explanation in case, anybody was wondering. Um, and I think, though, we are at the end of civilization, not only the end of the West and the end of America, but the end of civilization and end of humanity and the end of Earth, because the communist Satanists who have taken over, who are the globalists, um, they want to destroy everything, and including the Earth, because they're using terraforming with the nanotechnology in the injections, and um, they're claiming to try to stop the sunlight with aluminum particles in the air, which then destroys the soil. And who knows what other particles they're using in the chemtrails. Um, and also with, hormone disruptors used in everything, altering the amphibians and birds and whatnot, the mammals in nature. So, um, the globalists try to tell us, oh, we're just trying to save the earth. That's why we have to keep humans in open air prisons and whatnot. But they don't. The globalists are not. They don't care about God's green earth because they're satanic, and Satan hates God's creation. So in the end, they want to destroy everything as well. So, yeah, those are my thoughts. Thank you for watching. God bless.